Okay, welcome to video 6 here. We're going to talk about application word problems. These are always going to involve our let statements, which are used to introduce variables in a word problem. They are especially helpful when solving for more than one unknown. So we look at the last statement, so it'll always say like how many or find or what is, and those are the key phrases that help us to know what the let statement should stand for. So let's look at an example. Amy and Chris are collecting stamps. Amy currently has 36 more stamps than Chris does. If together they have 172 stamps, how many, so that's our key question there, so how many stamps do they have individually? Okay, so I know that the let statements are going to help us find how many stamps. Well, they both have, so I need to talk about Amy's and Chris's. So we know that Amy has 36 more than Chris. Do we know how many Chris has? No, so that means that he's our first let statement. Let X equal the number of stamps that Chris has, because we don't know anything about his number of stamps. As far as Amy's stamps, we know that she has 36 more than Chris. So Chris has X, that means Amy has 36 more than that means X plus 36. Okay, so now we have my let statements that tell us how many they have. If we know that together they have 172, that means I need to add the stamps Chris has and Amy has. So I'm going to add the X and the X plus 36. So I can say that the number of stamps Chris has, X, plus the number of stamps Amy has, X plus 36, equals the total, 127. I could distribute here, but it's not going to change anything. So I have two X's. I'm going to put those together. So I have 2X plus 36 equals 127. And now we can solve just like we always do. So X's are together on the left side, so I need to move this to the other side, the 36, by subtracting it. So then we end up with 2X equals, and I just realized that I had 127, it was 172, so when I subtract to get 136, then if I divide by 2, I get my answer of X equals 68, but that's actually not our final answer, because that's only what X is. That's the number of stamps that Chris has, but they asked me to find out how many they have individually, so both of them. So Chris has 68. To find Amy's, I have to put that in place of X, so 68 plus 36 gives me 104. So if we write ourselves some nice let statements, we'll be able to say that these are our answers right out of the let statement. So the number of stamps that Chris has is 68, and the number of stamps that Amy has is 104. Okay, let's try another one together. In this next example, it says that Samuel and Jackson are brothers. Samuel is 3 years older than twice the age of Jackson. If the sum of their ages is 18, how old are the brothers? Well, I have two unknowns, so I definitely need let statements. So I'm going to write out let X equal, but what is X going to equal? Well, if Samuel is 3 years older than twice the age of Jackson, I don't know anything about Jackson's age, so his is going to be X. Well, then what do I know about Samuel's age? Well, Samuel is 3 years older than twice Jackson, so twice means 2 times Jackson, which would be X, so 2X, and then 3 years older, so plus 3. Okay, so now I have my let statements, which would be X and the 2X plus 3. So what do I know? I know the sum of those is 18, so I'm going to add them up. So I've got the X plus 2X plus 3, and I could put them in parentheses, but since it's just being added, it's not like I have to add something where it's being distributed or something like that. So now I can just combine my like terms, which I see 2X's and another X, that's 3X's. So 3X plus 3 equals 18, and now it's just like how we always solve, so I'm going to bring the X's together, they already are, so my 3 needs to move to the other side by subtracting 3 to both sides. So then I get 3x equals 15, and now to get x by itself, I need to divide by 3. Then I get my final answer, which is x equals 5. But that's only part of the answer, because they said that I needed to find the age of both brothers. So Samuel's age, I don't know yet. I know Jackson's, because his was just the x. That's 5 years old. Now, in order to find what Samuel's age is, I need to take my 5 and sub it in place of x in my let statement. So 2 times 5 would be 10, plus 3 is 13, so that means Samuel's age is 13 years old. So now again, I have these nice let statements, so I can just circle those as my answer. So I have the two ages. All right, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. Have a good night.